Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I see there's 3 of us in here. That's fine. I hope everybody's having a good week. And yeah, things have changed. I'm kind of filling in for Pixie until she decides what she wants to do, come back. She needs some time. So here I am. I couldn't see doing Wednesday night, then coming back here on Thursday night, then doing Friday night. So I figured I'd just do Thursdays until we figure out what's going on. No big deal. Plus, it gives me a chance to have an early night other than Friday nights. So, but I will be here Saturday at midnight for Gemma's replays. But then again, that's the way it is right now. It's kind of crazy. Things are kind of being moved around and changed. So hang in there. But for now, I'm here on Thursdays at 8 o'clock. Tonight, we're just going to let me get acclimated and just get to hang out a little bit and probably last till about 9 o'clock because I'm a nice guy. And then we'll go from there. Hello, Blue Crossroads. I hope you're having a good night. And be social. There you go. And just as people come in, I'd like to keep the politics on a download tonight. I think enough has been said already for everything. So let's just keep that chilled and kind of off on the side burner for the night. Hello, Chris. How are you doing, sir? Plus, she doesn't like to talk about politics on her channel anyway, so we're going to keep it that way for right now. But yeah, we're just going to hang out tonight and then get into the swing of things next Thursday. I believe, as far as I know, we will return Tuesday for Tuesday Talk. There you go. Hey, I understand. You got to do what you got to do. You got to work. You got to work. Doing okay. Good. Yeah, I kind of, hey, Roger Blair, how you doing? Today was a busy day, and I almost forgot because I'm not used to doing Thursday evenings other than with Miss Pixie. So I got to running around trying to get stuff done. So I'm a little out of whack right now, so just bear with me. And then again, I'm always out of whack, so who cares, right? I'm glad you're doing good. It's a Thursday. The weekend's coming for those that get the weekends off. But yeah, maybe we'll get lucky and every so often maybe Gemma will be able to stop in and say hello. We won't know. But she will be here Tuesday. As far as I know, we will be here Tuesday for Tuesday Talk at 1. I've been out playing in the leaves, running all over the place. Got leaves up my nose. Even wearing a mask, I still managed to get leaves everywhere. Come in, fix dinner. Tomorrow's trash day, so I took out the trash. I've been running. Taking care of business. One of my favorite songs. Some good old Bachman Turner Overdrive. But yeah, how's everybody else doing? Is everybody having a good week? Like I said, we'll keep the politics on a download. But I'm glad everybody is doing good and having a good week. Anything special going on for anybody this week? I know today is Cindy Norse Mama Lee, I call her Cindy Lee. It's her birthday today, so if you're on Facebook, make sure you give her a yell and wish her a happy birthday. Us fellow Lees, we stick around together. And I hope she's having a good night. Hope she's partying it up. She's had a busy life lately, so I hope she's enjoying her night. I was hoping that everybody showed up, and I'm glad. A couple people showed up I didn't expect. Thank you. Let's see, what else? So the schedule will be not bad, too bad for a week. Yeah, no, I agree, Chris. It hasn't been that bad. little crazy, had some issues with some things. Got them taken care of, I hope, today. Hello, Lulu Bell. Welcome, and thank you for coming in. Hopefully everything was taken care of. Crazy. But other than that, we're good. But, the schedule will pretty much stay the same. I'll be on Thursday nights at 8 every Thursday until, like I said, Pixie figures out, how she's feeling and wants to come back. Then tomorrow night, of course, 7:15, Oracles with Gemma. Then now remember, we do things differently. If you're a member, you're going to be on the list automatically. You just need to let me know if you want a reading or not. If you're not a member, if you donate on my son bringing me cookies, bless his heart. Thanksgiving cookies at that. Cookies. Well, I think that's what they are. If you donate on YouTube, it's $4 because YouTube takes half. If you use PayPal or Cash App or even my Venmo, it's $2. And you just put a cash sign on by your name and I'll write you in. And pretty much will stay the same other than that. Yes, sir. It's been a while. It has been a while. I'm good to see you too. I hope you are well. Good. Yeah, I heard. Fritzy went. Prince's sister. Yeah. Yeah. And have you ever noticed they go in threes? So I'm waiting to see who the third will be. Because they always seem to go in threes. My mom always talked about that as long as I can remember. You would have a set of three, then maybe later on another set of three. I shouldn't say that, but and there she is. And we didn't even have to say your name 3 times. But it's early enough for you to be here. Yeah, Quincy passed, what was it, Thursday or the other day, right, Chris? It's been 4 recently. Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Interesting. That is true. I'm fine, thank you. It's nice to see you. The show is on Earth. Yeah, I'm doing, for those who just pop in, and I'm doing shows. Instead of doing a midnight show on Wednesday, we're going to do a Thursday, 8 o'clock. I'm kind of filling in for Pixie until she decides, until she gets to feeling better and comfortable again. She's had a lot going on. And I'm just going to do every Thursday at 8 o'clock, and then I'll still do my Saturday midnight shows, Gemma's replays. It's good to see you, Edna. And it's really good to see you, Lulu Bell. I'm glad you popped in. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, that's what it was, Monday. Yeah. But, now to come to think about it, you're right, Chris. They have been going in 4s, which is weird because usually it's 3s. But, yeah, so the schedule will be Tuesdays, 1 o'clock, Tuesday Talks. Should be me and Gemma and hopefully Ryan. Hey, Grey Wolf. How you doing, dear lady? I hope you're doing well. Wow. And then me on Thursdays at 8 for now. And then Friday, of course, 7:15, Oracles with Gemma and me as the list keeper. And then Saturday nights, I'll do Gemma's replays at midnight. Man, it's great to see some great faces. Thank you so much for popping in. Appreciate it. I finally made it live. Well, I'm early enough. Hopefully you can come in tomorrow night too. We miss you on Fridays on Oracles. But I hope everybody is doing well. And I'm going to say that a couple times for the first few minutes of the show. That way I catch all the new people coming in. And those are just sitting in the background watching. I appreciate you coming in and watching and hanging out for a little bit. Like I said, tonight we're just going to get acclimated. Forgive me, like I said, I've been playing in leaves, so I got something to keep my throat kind of chilled because I got to watch the voice box and the nerves around it. So I get to hacking and coughing because of it. It's not because of smoking. I will say that. I can honestly say. But apparently, all these years of all the rocking and everything just kind of caught up with me and my voice. So, and the tremors. So I should be good for a while. But you'll notice my voice will kind of come and go from about here on out. I noticed a big change a couple weeks ago. But I'm good. I'm healthy. Heart's good. Everything's good. Just that fun old tremors and Tourette's. But yeah, it should be fun. We will probably do guests on Tuesdays, hopefully soon. And then I may have, once I get the encounters going, I'll have people come in and join me too. I'll do kind of like some people do. I'll just invite a certain person in for the night and we'll hang out together and talk about encounters and the strange things that happen in our lives. And I hope everybody's cool with that. I'd like to keep my guests with the people in chat, people that come and see me, who listens to my encounters, who I know who have had interesting lives too. And then Tuesdays we'll leave for the big stuff. Because I want Gemma there for those. So, it's her channel. She should be here for the good stuff. Not saying our stuff isn't good stuff, but you know what I'm saying. She may be watching. I know she was getting settled in for the night. So if you're watching, hi, Gemma, boss lady. Yeah, you sound like me. I was super busy up until I finally got to sit down here about 7:30. I had to get back up, to sit back down. So I almost forgot because I got so busy today. And it was so weird not streaming last night. I kind of paced for a while going, I should have streamed. But then it was like, if I stream tomorrow night, then I ain't going to be worth nothing tonight. So, and last week was just a mess. It was just crazy. I was having voice issues, Gemma being sick. It was just crazy. But she's feeling a little better. Problem now is she's got little guy home for 2 days. So she's having fun trying to keep him occupied. Yeah, I don't understand schools now. I've never seen schools have so many half days and days off. Like, we went to school every day, other than the major holidays. Now, we were lucky to get a snow day off. But anybody, like I said earlier, does anybody have anything exciting going on this week? Anybody go check out anything cool? See any good movies? I finally caught up with The Penguin. I'm loving it. I always wait and try to watch 2 in a row. But I thought, me and Giles thought last week was the last one, but then we realized it was 8. So, and this show is supposed to lead into the new movie, hopefully. So, not really. Yeah. I think everybody had a pretty tame week other than the election. I think that's enough for everybody. When is Veterans Day? Because I want to make sure we, remember our vets. There we go. I thought, is Veterans Day next weekend? I'm looking. Yes, Wednesday, next Monday. Okay. So, to all the vets out there, an early Vets Day for you. I salute you. Dad's a vet. I know there's quite a few of you in here, right? So, but yeah, since time is going pretty good, I may go ahead and tell a counter or two here. Nothing special. I've got one I was going to tell on Halloween that I didn't get to because I got so screwed. My voice was so screwed up. They announced a new Star Wars trilogy coming. Oh my gosh. I thought they just reported enough. I mean, granted, some of the shows were not that. And some of them were just, I'm sorry, I'm picky. So, but then again, I'm old school, just like a lot of you. I don't like when they mess with things. So, and she's a busy little lady. She's got her hands busy. I hope she's making crab cakes. You see that they're getting pounded with some snow there out in New Mexico and Colorado. So Pixie's getting like, I think she lives around Albuquerque. They're supposed to get like anywhere between 47 to 87 inches of snow. That's almost like 6 feet of snow. So, no, the shows are going away and coming back to movies. Yeah, which I'd rather have the movies. I don't mind the shows. I mean, I do like the Penguin. But I'm picky about that stuff. Yeah, it is crazy. They're getting pounded right now, I believe. Last time I looked, they were getting pretty good snow. They already had like traffic accidents and everything. So I'm doing my hair. It takes a village. That's right. You have long hair, don't you, Edna? Takes the village to do it. So do you actually go to where they, you know the movie, The Village? I'm just kidding. That was a bad joke. Yeah, Mandalorian, I really liked it. I didn't mind it one bit. Andor, I didn't get to see all of. What I got to see, what I liked. But I get so caught up, and I'm not like you guys. I get so caught up because, I'm taking care of the old man. I got kids, grandkids. So I'm always on the move, plus taking care of a house. So it's hard that even when the nights, because nights I don't sleep, which is pretty much still, but I'm sleeping better than I used to. So when I'm up at night, that's what I'm doing. I'm working. I usually have something on in the background. Big, long, thick hair. I grow it and donate. Oh, that's right. You told me that. And I think that's great. That is awesome. Yeah, I had my ex, one of her nieces, she had blonde hair and she would grow it down to like her butt. In fact, it would be really, I think the last time I saw her, which wasn't too long ago, a picture of her, she had it long, and I believe that's what she does. She cuts it and donates it. So yeah, I think that's fantastic. That is fantastic. And that's a beautiful gesture. That is a very beautiful gesture. And that's what I told her too. I need a makeover. I think we all do anymore. When I did a goatee once, the kids said I looked too evil, and they made me grow my beard back out. So I don't do goatees anymore. You can floss your teeth with my hair. That's pretty bad. That's funny. That's hilarious. My hair's real thick. And I noticed my hairline's starting to seed. But see, me and my brother Tim, that's my oldest brother, we inherited our mom's hair. She had a thick, full of hair. Now my little brother, my second oldest brother, they got my dad's hair, which was no hair. Actually, Dad looked like a Fonzie up until the service, to even after the service. But he had one of those hairlines. Well, hello, Kyle. Nice to see you. Chat's right here. Stop in to say hi, bud. I appreciate you watching. Send a photo. Oh, it was one of Gemma's boys. Sent me a thing. 1 second. He sent me a picture. A picture of me on TV. That's funny. How you doing, sir? I hope you're good, young man. And I hope the woman's good too. You got thick curly hair. I got thick straight hair. Except it does the wing thing when it gets little. They used to call me Flyboy when I worked for when I had a part-time job at Heckinger's. It's like Home Depot. And I'd grow it real long and it'd flip out. And this one, he was an ex-Air Force. And he used to call me Flyboy. It cracked me up. Hey, that parakeet came back today. I got so close. He's still out there running wild. Yeah, he should be okay. Actually, I talked to somebody, a friend of mine, who raises parakeets. He says if he's in a good warm nest or in a good area where it's warm, even when it gets cold, he might be okay. But he said if you could catch him before it gets too cold, to try to do so. He was, when I told him what was going on, he was kind of surprised that he says most parakeets, even if they get out of the house and get free, they can find their way back. And he said he's surprised they haven't found their way back. So either he doesn't want to go back and he's having too much fun out in the wild, which is scary because he said once that temperature really starts to drop, their bodies won't be able to handle it. So if you can catch him, if you can get a net, if you can get close enough to net it, he said just be careful, but you should try to catch it before the winter really gets cold. I mean, we've been lucky with the temperatures, so that's been a plus. I brought down my cage and he's hanging out with my regular birds. I feed and water them all. Yeah, I feed birds too. Now we get what we call wild parakeets or finches, and they'll fly right up to you. I wouldn't say wild parakeet. These finches, but they look like parakeets when you first look at them. But they're starting to change from their yellows to their winter colors now. Now we had, when I first got married and lived in Westerville, we had a cockatiel flying around our apartment. We've come to find out that the person that was in our apartment before us just let it free. They didn't want to take it with us. Well, he finally flew into the apartment one day. We just kept him. Him and the ex's cat became buddies. He would ride on him. It was great. But apparently he was an older bird. He lasted about 2 years. We're pretty sure he passed of age. I need like a butterfly. Yeah, a butterfly. And he said if you use a net, use a big one. You want to, and just be careful. The crab net isn't working. I tried. Probably because it smells like crab. Tried to net him. Yeah, you want to get a nice, like a butterfly net, something that's going to be gentle on the wings. Not a cockatiel named Charlie. Yeah, we named him. It was a female, and I believe I can't remember the name right. I think Tina named it Sally because they just told us the people that lived there before us let it go. Nobody knew its name. He was so smart. Hasn't been a wild one since we killed off the Carolina parakeets. My grandma said they were oh yes, there used to be thousands of them. My Uncle Walter used to talk about the wild parakeets around where he used to grow up. That might work, Blue. If it's a pet, it may come to her. That might work as long as you're patient. Because sometimes that will work. Especially if he was somebody's pet. 2-1, he got out of somebody's house. So it depends on what kind of relationship the bird had with its previous owner, if it would sit on the finger. But you'll find that most of them will. So that's a good idea, Blue. Oh, you got a cockatiel named Gabby? She's over 20 years old. Doesn't fly anymore. I carry her around. Oh, that's awesome. Bless her heart. Yeah, we're pretty sure this one was pretty old. Didn't seem sick or anything. But we got up one morning and it passed in the cage. Yeah, he didn't fly very much. She didn't fly very much. She would kind of hot fly. Now, when we first got there, because we lived there for 2 years, and the first year she kind of flew around. Well, the first month we got there, she was flying around the back door. We had sliding doors. And then one day she left the screen open, and we come home, and she come out of the kitchen. I'm sitting there and sitting in front of the cat. Mm-hmm. It's like they were having a conversation. It was hilarious. Even the wild birds. Oh, yeah, wild birds. If they're seed in there, they'll go right in there to get that. Yeah, I have my hummingbirds here. Now, they're pretty much gone for the season. The hummingbirds here. Now, my brother Tim had an African gray, but he had to get rid of it because he got real mean. But it's a shame because he was great. And he was really loud. I think a lot of the neighbors complained about him because he lived in an apartment. So I don't know. He was just a stubborn bird. I always called him just stubborn like Tim. So they kind of matched each other. But he had him for a few years. But yeah, the birds here all know me. I have a set of crows that know me in the morning. I'll go out in the morning with a couple pieces of bread and feed them. As soon as they see me out the door, they start calling. And they'll all come flocking in. There's a big one. I think she's kind of like the leader because I'm pretty sure it's a female. Or she'll come in first and she'll walk around me. Yes, they are very lovely birds. Cockatiels are really good birds too. Parrots, man, they can live forever too. Yeah, this is a good thing though, Edna, because right now the temperatures are at its coldest, like early morning, right before sunrise. So that might be what same. And if you said you were pretty sure it was staying in a nest, if that's a good heavy nest, and they can burrow down in that nest, it should be fine. But once the temperatures really start to drop, you should really try to find a way to catch in it. Try Blue's Way. Go out and buy a big butterfly net too. But if you can do it Blue's Way and get your finger, you have to be real patient and you have to be real calm. And I don't think you'll have a problem doing that. Now, last Friday you might have. Now, my brother's Tim's parrot talked, but he cussed. Tim taught him nothing but cuss words, which I yelled at him for all the time. Oh yeah, I think if Tim would have kept that bird, they probably would outlive him too. It was a healthy bird. Just Tim's kind of the grouch of the family. I mean, he's a good guy, but he's kind of tame. Now, I have a friend who's had a turtle since he was 8 years old, and I think he just turned 62 because he's a year older than me. But he carried that turtle around everywhere he went. I think he even went in the service with him. So, well, I think once he got into his own place, while he was in the service, how that works, he was able to bring him in. But yeah, that turtle's older than crap. I'm glad you stopped in, Kyle. Enjoy. And Kyle's watching, like I said, one of Gemma's boys, and his little lady. I appreciate it, sir. They found snapping turtles with Civil War slugs in them. Oh, yeah, it would not. It would not surprise me. They live like forever, too. I'm being attacked. Hold on. That's funny. But yeah. Oh, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. There was a friend that lived out of the country. Or he moved out of the country, and he says his neighbor's got one of the big land turtles that he's had since he was a kid. He calls him Melvin. And if it lands on your finger, you can probably place your thumb over it. Yes. And kind of lock it gently. Yes. Been out now for almost 2 weeks. I'm surprised. Actually, that is pretty surprising. But if he's staying within around the nest and in stuff in areas where the hawk can't get to him, he's lucky. But yeah, he's been real lucky. I mean, I feed the birds back here, and we have a red-tailed hawk that comes in, an American Kessler that comes in, and then we have a small falcon. I don't know if it's a Pergy or what it is. I can never catch him, but it's definitely a falcon. And I feel bad when I feed the bird because they come out of the sun. All of a sudden, you just see this bird swooping out of nowhere, tagging them. I feel bad. Big, huge red-tail hawk. There's a bush right behind one of my feeders, and all the birds fly in there when they see him or hear him. He'll go in after him, and you can see the bush shaking. The one in Greenland Shar they found is over 600 years old. Oh, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, the shark? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Sharks live a long time, too. As long as they have plenty of food and a good, hey, baby UFO, how you doing? If they have plenty of sources and good mating grounds, they'll live. A lot of animals will live a lot longer than people realize. But I hope you catch him, Edna, because the temperature right now we're supposed to stay mild for the next few weeks, all the way even out to you. So I'm really hoping you can catch him before that starts to change and the jet stream changes. Yeah, Kyle's watching. Well, he was. I might have scared him off. But nah, I appreciate it. Mom says hi if she hasn't texted you already. And I hope you're doing good, sir. I heard Damien got a job. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm still here. Cool breeze. I'm glad. I'm glad you came in. That's awesome. You make sure you show up tomorrow night for Gemma's Oracles. I figured it was you using hers. That's fine. Like I said, I believe. I appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, you should show up for your mom tomorrow night. You make her night. You would make her night. Man, it's funny. I don't get hardly any. Hardly talk to anybody all day long. As soon as I go to do something, my phone goes off the hook. Well, I talk to Gemma, of course. We keep in touch all day, keep each other motivated. Yeah, she was just telling me about the oracles. Yes. Yes, make sure you stop it. That'd make her day. I had to yell at Damien every so often, hey, come visit your mom. So, yeah, please. We'll get you all settled in. I'm just a little old list keeper that night. I don't get to say much that night. Yes, folks. Livy Lou 102 is Gemma's son, Kyle. If you don't mind me telling everybody, that everybody knows already. So, and he's there with his woman. That's great. I'm glad you stopped in. I'm surprised she didn't stick her nose in yet because you're here. But she'd probably get little man to lay down. It is good to see you. I'm glad you're doing good, man. Good to see you. It's good to see you when family comes in. Have a good night, Blue. Be safe out there. And have a good night yourself. But yeah, be safe out there tomorrow. Never know what kind of sharks might jump up on that boardwalk. No, I'm just kidding. You got to watch those pizza sharks, land sharks. Good night, Blue. Have a wonderful one, man. But yeah. Lulu Bell. Is that Betty Boop? I almost got a tattoo of her. I love Betty Boop. My mom was a big Betty Boop girl, but she loved all that old stuff. You know, in some places, Betty Boop got banned because she thought she was too risque. I'm drinking Japanese grape soda, believe it or not. That's what this is, Japanese grape soda. And it's good. It doesn't have all that stuff like we have. Yes, have a wonderful night. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night, Blue. And those who don't know it, and the people hanging out, I think I've gone over this. Yeah, it looks like water. It kind of went a little flat. I've been babying it. We have a place called Bella's here. It's a Japanese bakery, and they serve awesome food. But they also carry a lot of the Japanese pops and stuff, and it's really good. It's actually pretty got a lot of fizz to it. But it doesn't have the corn syrup, no dyes, because like over there in a lot of the countries across the pond and they don't allow all that artificial crap, and it is really good. I remember something like this when I was there, but this is better than what I had last time. Well, if I get some more cans of it, I'll send you it. If you like grape, I'm not sure. Oh, Giles picked it up for me because he came home with a bunch of stuff from the bakery. But they had all the Japanese pastries and stuff, and they had sandwiches. They had actually a pork tenderloin cut sandwich that just looked outrageous that he brought home for Dad. But they're so good. They're baked goods, sir. She came home even with what they call a corn muffin. It's like a muffin with corn in it and stuff. Oh, it's so good. It looked really tasty. But that's the only thing I never tried over there. But their pastries and their baked goods are just awesome. So if you can tell me what flavors you like, then I can actually send you a couple. You probably like them. They're really good. They definitely taste a lot different than our pops. because, there's not all that artificial crap in it. Well, there's artificial crap, but it's a little more healthier artificial crap. I mean, pop is pop still. You know what I'm saying? Very sweet. But it was really good. The one I got back in the day, oh, it was so good. And it had a really grapey taste to it. They had a strawberry that would have blown your socks off. And the cherry one was really good. The orange was okay. The root beer, their root beer is really interesting. And it sells real fast. So it's like you really got to fight it, that you have to really look for it. Granny used to make grape juice. Yes, he said in my grandparents. And yeah, they let it accidentally. She had made some and I forgot about it. And thought it's in the freezer, it should be fine. And then fermented. But yeah, wine. My grandparents didn't make wine, but they did make grape juice. They were more of the moonshine people. I've had my share of good moonshine in the day, that's for sure. Giles, my son, has a friend that makes their own vodka, and they make it different. Hey, Rainwater, thanks for coming in. Good to see you, hon. And every year they make a different flavor of vodka. And last year he gave me the bottle because he doesn't like lime or lemon. And they made a lemon vodka. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was perfect for certain things. And I totally enjoyed it and babied it for months because I'm not a big drinker. But welcome, Rainwater, and thank you for saying hi. You're always real sweet about coming and saying hi. So thank you. But yeah, that's, I buy a bottle, it'll last me a year, 2 years. That's how I make the vanilla extra vodka and vanilla beans. Ooh, that actually sounds pretty tasty. That's one extract to kick your butt, huh? Did you calm down? I have to ask this, Edna. Did you calm down Friday night? Saturday? Did you take care of business? Did you calm your soul? I was kind of worried about you. You were kind of agitated there, woman. But yeah. That's my words for tonight. As the people that come into my midnight streams, I repeat a lot. Yes, I did. Good. Good. You needed to. Man, then you came in that room and I could feel you a mile away. There's you and a couple other people, man. As soon as you guys come in the room, I automatically know what's going on. I already know what kind of mood you're in. And all is well. Good girl. Sometimes you have to look it in the eye and stand your ground. It's always good to calm your soul first. That way you can kind of put things in perspective. You were a Spitfire, man. But you always are. And that's a good thing. It's just when you spit in this fire that's flames are 20 feet long, that's when you got to worry. My dead air. Everybody goes, you have too much dead air. And I said, when it's one person, it's kind of hard not to have dead air when you're trying to read chat and make sure you don't miss anybody. Because I tried to talk to everybody. That's what these are for. You come in and relax. And next Thursday, what we'll do is you guys come in, we'll settle in, and I'll start giving encounters. I'd still like to have Edna on. Blue's welcome on anytime he wants. Latro. And a couple other people I'd like to have in. I want to have Nighthawk come in for Gemma on a Tuesday. Now, when he comes in, you guys will love him. This man, there's something else, I still watch his show. I don't talk to him. He's one of the few shows that I don't actually talk and chat. I just kind of sit and listen because he's a very interesting man. They say if I take one step back and two steps forwards, run. What my kids used to say, and I will still tell you, is if I'm quiet for more than an hour, you should worry. If I'm quiet longer than an hour, you should worry. But if I'm quiet less than 15 minutes and I'm pacing, that's when you really should start thinking about leaving the room. If that makes sense. Because I hold it in until I have to say something. And the kids know if I'm pacing, it's either for two things. I'm in pain and I'm just trying to walk it off, or I'm mad as hell and just to stay away. When I wear glasses, pretty soon I'll have a new pair of glasses. You guys get to see me in glasses again. I used to, they sit on my edge of my nose and I'd look over them and give the kids the look. And my oldest daughter, Ashley, if I did that to her, she would literally freeze. I mean, she would literally freeze and go, "What I do? What I do? What I do?" Don't poke the bear. That's right. It's never good to poke the bear. I always tell people I'm like that badger. You don't want to corner me, or a coon. You don't want to corner me. You don't want to corner me. I may not win the fight, but I'm going to take you down. I'm going to make sure you know that you messed with the wrong one. I see that in Edna too, and a couple of you folks in this chat. And that's good. You got to stand your ground. You got to know how to stand your ground, stay steady, stay strong. But it's always good before you lose your temper to try to calm your soul and put things in perspective. That's usually what I'm doing when I'm quiet. When I get quiet and I'm mad, I'm trying to decide, is it worth getting upset over? And if I am going to get upset over it, what is the best method to get upset? Because I have all different kinds of ranges. Yeah, I don't like losing my temper. Now, if I lose my temper, that's never good because it doesn't. I learned a long time ago, it doesn't solve the problem. Getting mad and just losing the temper really doesn't solve the problem. A lot of times it just agitates it. I felt that. I'm very patient, but I will blow my lid and lose control, but only on a very rare occasion. And that's good. But usually, when you blow up like that, what I call the uncontrolled blow, that sounds awful. It's usually not a good thing, and it usually just aggravates the situation or makes it worse, or the aftermath is never good. So I always try to, that's why I get quiet a lot of times, is I'm thinking of my options, what's best, what's not best. And all that stuff is running through this head. A lot of times I find it's not worth getting mad over. And if I have to put somebody in their place, I usually do it in a polite way where sometimes they don't even realize I'm doing it. And then later on they'll go, "Oh God," you know, because, it's never good to blow up. I mean, I still blow up every so often. And if I'm blowing up, it's usually because it's bad, but it still doesn't help the situation. It never really helps the situation. A lot of times it just makes it worse. When two people are yelling at each other, what's it accomplish? Nothing. It does. It accomplishes nothing. It's better to walk away from each other, calm down. And if you go back to face, at least you'll have a little bit of calmness to discuss the problem. And if it's beyond discussing, then maybe it's better just to stay away for a while. Cruelty and lying makes me angry. Oh yeah, totally agree with you. And bullying, now that's when you'll see me lose my temper the most, and it's usually done um in a, I want to say it's a kind of a passive aggressive way. But if it's real that the bullying or those three are really bad, I will get kind of aggressive. But I try to do it in a manner that's how can I how can I put this? It depends on the person how I approach them. Because some bullies you can just scare them in certain ways. Other bullies you might have to get physical with. So I always like to weigh I always like to weigh my option and who I'm dealing with. And that includes family too. But bullies are usually one of the easiest ones to deal with as an adult. But people, some people don't handle it well. Everybody's different, and I get that. I've only lost my temper online one time, and it was this chat. Yeah, I remember that. I hate cruelty. Cruelty to animals is never good, but it's usually a bad sign too to something else. If somebody's being cruel to animals, 2 to 1, they're being cruel to people too. I mean, it's a pattern. In my cases, that's what I've seen. Like one time a few months ago, not sure if you heard about it, but we had this guy at work, and he was just keep pushing and pushing everybody. Everybody spoke to him well and freaked him out. That's what you do. That's what you do. And you'll get people like that. There's always somebody that will come along once or twice, maybe three, comes and goes out of your life. It'll come and go out of your life, but there'll always be somebody in your life that will give you a hard time. Always. I know very few people that's never been bullied or harassed or picked on at one point or another. Yes, actually, even in children who have hurt animals, you'll find that same time they're probably bullying or hurting themselves too. But yes, it's a pattern. I keep looking at YouTube, but the seam yard's a lot easier to read. People like that need it to be put in their place. Yes. So I felt bad because I felt like everyone was against him. So I tried being his friend, and he ended up pushing me to the point of freaking out on him, and it was I was not nice. Hey, and that's sometimes what you got to do. Verbally attacked him and so hard that he would got physical with me. He ended up being the bigger man, but he walked off the job. And that's usually what it takes. Usually, even if they're the one that gets physical, he did deserve it. Yeah, a lot of times they do. Usually, if you stand up to them one way or another, you'll see what they're really made of. If they get more aggressive, you might have to get physical. And sometimes it just takes one punch. My bully, it only took one punch. It was right to his throat. It was like, what? Yeah, he messed with me again. He's probably hateful to everyone. And there's some people that just have you don't know enough about their background. This is why I also try to be patient with people, even bullies, because you don't know what they're doing. You don't know what their personal life, you only see what you see. So you don't know what's going on in their life outside of that. So I always try to put that in perspective, get a little nosy if I have to. I don't like to. And usually I will be with them. I'll write out, ask them, what, you got a bad home life or something? What's going on? Actually, one of my bullies ended up being one of my best friends. Yeah, I was like, well, I'll be friends with him. Screw that, everyone else. And sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that happens. But with some people, it's just angry. It just happens. The path that ruined my patient with him was so, yeah. And that's what it does. You know, I mean, some people, no matter how hard you try, it's not going to change. And you either just get them out of your life, hope they move on, just walk away. This has been a good night. These have been good conversations. I like nights like this. Good way to lead into the Thursday nights. And we'll get a little spooky next week. And maybe Tuesday too. I don't know what she's got planned for Tuesday. I've had a challenging life, to put it mildly. I would never treat anyone the way I was treated. To me, that's no excuse. And Edna, I totally agree. But there's just some people, they become how they've been treated. And sometimes just stepping into their lives and showing kindness can help. And sometimes it can make it worse because they don't know how to react to that. It might have been what happened with your friend, with the guy, Kyle. He didn't know how to handle somebody being nice to him. He'd probably been mean to all of his life. And somebody showing him kindness. He probably didn't know how to deal with it. So that's how he dealt with it. They're not, yeah, and sometimes they're not self-aware. I saw you deleted it on there, but you didn't delete on mine. But yeah, that's true though, Edna. Sometimes they're not self-aware. And that's sad, but it's true. I wouldn't wish, I had a pretty good, no, I can't say that. No, I've had a lot of friends that had way worse childhoods than mine. I had a good childhood. I can't. That's why I tell you people, I've had a good life. It wasn't a great life. My physical state has always been a mess because of the Tourette's and being up and being in motion 24/7. I've had my shares of some serious ups and downs. But as for a home life, no, it hasn't been great. But we had a good family. We, stable home. We're just as dysfunctional as any other family. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm lucky. I'm very lucky compared to a lot of people I know here and in my own personal life. I watched a lot of my friends go through divorces, bad divorces, growing up with their parents, some of them being abused. So I know how lucky of a man and how lucky me and my brothers have been. I mean, I have a little brother who's not long with me anymore. And I don't think he ever stopped thought how good he really had it. Instead, he just wanted to be bad. I don't know. He once told me that he tried to be good. It just was too hard. He told me that a long time ago. And I miss him. And it's sad my little brother took his life the way he did, but I tried. I tried. Yes, Edna, that's true. But you were loved. You were lucky to have parents that cared. Yes. I'm lucky I had parents that were also not afraid to kick our butts when we were bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they weren't afraid to. My dad, he was a Marine. You were bad. You paid for you owned up to your punishment. Boom, 15 years of best friends. And see? Funny you said that. Well, let me go back and read that, Kyle. Funny you said one of your friends was your bully at one point. Best friends. Ever I think you met him at my aunt's party once. He used to bully me. We got physical fight. Then he said, "Hey man, you want to hang out?" Oh, was he at Carol's party, at the Halloween party? That's awesome. See, that happens too. sometimes it just takes, somebody to buddy up with. And in this case, I think it was just a fact that nobody had really been nice to him. He wasn't a great looking guy. He had a rough childhood. Dad was very abusive, so he became very abusive. But one day he started wailing. He tried to wail on me, and I took him down. And he's a big guy. I think he was shocked I took him down. And I literally just sat down beside him while I laid on the ground, and I just started talking to him. I go, was it really worth it? I mean, I don't want to hurt you, and I don't think you want to hurt me. And next thing I know, we became friends. He still calls and checks on me once a month. I check on him if I don't hear from him. And there's doing the moonwalk. I wish I can dance, but I can never do that stuff. My mom made me take ballroom. My mom taught me how to ballroom dance. That was the big thing for my mom. She loved musicals. She loved old movies, all of them, every type of. But yeah, she made us all learn how to dance. At least me and the two older boys. I don't think they took to it as well as I did. Life is crazy. Yeah, it is. Come to realize that these past few years, people come and go, but the true ones always stick around. You'll know the real friends by the ones that will be with you through the thickest and thinnest of times. And you'll feel the same for you when you're there, when you need them, when they need you most. They love men that can dance. Now, it's been a while, but yeah, she taught us to dance. I told Gemma I'd take her out dancing one day. Hold on one sec. I gotta clear my throat. I didn't come off a mute. But yeah, and you're right. I mean, but yeah, I had a friend that said he couldn't dance. Then we tried to teach him to dance. That guy could not keep a beat. His life depended on it. And he would laugh about it. I mean, at least he could joke about it. Some people just can't keep that beat. And you rap. So you should be able to dance. Hold on again. Have you done any new rap stuff lately, Kyle? I can drink dance. I can do that too. Drink dance. I love it. Drunk dance. Drink dance. Drunk dance. I don't know why I said drink when I knew it. I read what I read and still said drink. So have you come up with any new rap? Have you done anything new, Kyle? Uh-oh, she's here. She couldn't take it anymore. I'm sorry, I'm going to bed, but I got a comment here. Kyle, your father couldn't dance either. He danced by swinging his arms up and down around me. Hello. That's funny. I know that's funny thing. I can rap, stay on beat, make beats and music, but I just can't dance. I look corny and I have a few words. Well, you saw just what your mama said, so that's hilarious. A long few days with RJ off school until Monday. We love you too, hon. Get some rest. Good night, and yes, we will see you tomorrow. Hey, Latra, there he is, hiding in the background. Were you trying to be Eris sneaking around? Eris is probably in here sneaking around too. Little Missy. Good night, hon. Sweet dreams. You guys are the best. Can't wait for tomorrow. Hello, everyone. Steven, love you, and just keep being awesome. Kyle, my boy, you're the best. That's great. I knew you were listening. You couldn't pass it by, especially when you found out your son was in here. That's funny. See, you made your mommy's night. And now your mommy's even more happy because she knows you dance like her dad, like your dad. That's hilarious. I had a friend that danced like that too. And he was a football player. I mean, this guy ran like a gazelle. But man, he could not dance with a crap. Thank you. Thank you, boss lady. You get a good night's rest. Hopefully RJ's a little better for you tomorrow. It's boredom. Then he's got a sweet mommy and he knows it. Get away with everything. Sweet dreams, son. Too funny. Yeah, I should be calling it here pretty soon too. What time is it? We've been just a gab about 9 after 7. 7 after 9. I don't want to go on too long because I like to go over and watch Mog's Mongolian Monster. He's streaming now. So if you guys leave here, go see Mongolian Monster. He's always fun. Good conversations over there. They'll probably get political tonight. I think they got a little political Tuesday night. But he tries to keep it pretty tame. When we were in high school, the boys secretly took a dance class and surprised us at the prom. It was so sweet. Yeah, Moggs and Stevie B are great people. She's a sweetie and he's a good man. I worried about them when the hurricane came through. Every time they get bad weather down there, I think of them, and I have relatives down there too. So, but they're good folk. But yeah, that is good. That's cool, Edna. Yeah, my mom. Well, I know she tried to teach me. I don't think she tried to teach Kevin how to dance. She tried to teach Tim and Mike. I think Tim learned a little bit. Mike was kind of, but I took to it. Actually, we have a Fred Astaire dancing center up at the top of the street. I almost went there to take lessons, Mom, because you don't need to take lessons from them. I'll teach you how to dance. She was quite talented. I was surprised my mom could dance. She knew all that old stuff. I'm also going to bed. Great chatting with you, Steve. Great chatting with you, Kyle. Tell the little lady good night, too. Have a great night. Definitely be on another stream with you. Going to again. Good night. Have a sweet night. Have a sweet night. Have a sweet evening. Whatever. Have a wonderful night. I'm glad you stopped in. And like I said, tell the little lady good night. I'm sure she hears me. Good night, little lady. Guys, have a peaceful rest. Have a good day tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night and make your mom's night. It was good to see you, good sir. Young man, I'm glad you stopped in. It made my night. I'm getting kind of sturdy. I'm noticing now if I talk about an hour or more, when I start going on about an hour and a half or I'm talking all day, that's when this starts kicking in, which they told me it would. It's funny. It's just I get on and then everything goes nuts. It's funny. It's like when I get on the phone. I don't talk on the phone all day, and then once I get on with one of my kids, my phone, everything starts coming. But have a wonderful night, Kyle and little lady. Excuse me, I was catching a grip here. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night. I want to kind of keep this short now that my voice is starting to get a little goofy. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 7:15. Please have a wonderful night. Come see Gemma tomorrow. Get a card. Like I said, if you're already a member and you got a star, you don't have to worry. You will be on the list automatically. If you're not a member but you want a reading, it's $2 through Cash App, PayPal, and they will all be in the thing tomorrow, and it's also on here. Or $4 through YouTube. If you do it through YouTube, just let us know you paid by, well, if you do it through YouTube, we'll see that. If you do it through Cash App, just put a little money sign so we know you paid. She's just going to do this for a while to get her finances back up, get things kicking again, which is fair because she's done it for free for, 4 years now? We don't mean to offend anybody. We just want you to make it worth her while. It went so smooth, and that's another thing. You folks were so pleasant and so nice about everything last Friday. Thank you very much. She appreciates that. Folks, have a lovely night. Lulu Bill, it was good to see you. Please come back. I hope to see you tomorrow night if you can make it. Goes for all of you. Take it easy. Have a good Friday afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow night on the flip side of 7. And I don't know what else to say. I love you all. Thank you for hanging with me tonight. This was an awesome night. And next Thursday night, we get into the encounters. Okay? Thank you so much for being with me. Please, please have a wonderful night. And I shall see you all tomorrow. Good night.